Public Defender's Office wrote in our letter to the Board of Supervisors prior to that first vote, tools beg to be used. The police will figure out a way to use these weapons if we give it to them. There is no excuse for us to do this. We are not giving any more San Francisco tax dollars, and taxpayers already have spoken about this. We are not arming the city more, the police more, to kill Black and brown people in San Francisco.
No more!
Thank you. And last, just want to end by making it really clear, the Board of Supervisors has a choice. There is a second vote on this, I believe, tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be the same as the first completely illegitimate, unnoticed vote. Vote no on killer robots.
My name is Sharif Zakut, and I'm a resident of San Francisco and a leader with the Arab Resource and Organizing Center. As an organization that has served poor and working class Arab and Muslims in San Francisco for the last 15 years, who have been historically targeted by SF surveillance and policing policies, we are outraged that instead of leading the way in progressive policies to ensure the safety and security of all communities, San Francisco has made the reckless decision of setting a dangerous precedent for the Bay Area and for the rest of the country. This follows a dangerous pattern of using militarization as a solution to everyday problems. Extensive community feedback, data, and research has already disproved this logic. Arming officers with killer robots does nothing to advance the overall well-being of San Franciscans. Instead, it exacerbates increasing social inequities, including the disproportionate targeting of Black and brown, poor and working class communities by police. We want to see the leadership from our supervisors in advancing the quality of life here in the city. We do not want the use of dangerous technology. We do not want to expand militarism in our communities, and we are not enemy combatants to wage war upon. This decision is offensive and dangerous to us as SF voters, and a shameful display of how San Francisco is veering away from being a progressive city and is now indistinguishable from programs of the right wing. We cannot claim to be progressive or a sanctuary city and militarize our way out of social problems. We do not want San Francisco to take a step backwards at a time when we claim to be committed to progress and racial justice and human rights. We applaud the bold action of Supervisors Ronen, Walton, and Preston, and we urge other supervisors to reflect on the city that you are responsible for shaping and the implications of such an irresponsible decision. Do we want San Francisco to be known for our killer robots? Or do we want to build on our history of progressive values and be known as a city that centers safety and the well-being of all? We urge Supervisor Safai, Chan, Stefani, Mar, Dorsey, Mendelman, and Melgar to reverse your decision and stand on the right side of history. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the question was, media question was, if the vote were overturned tomorrow, what would be the consequence of that?
Or if it were passed also.
Or if it were passed. So let me, I'll get into the weeds just briefly. The way this works, any ordinance in the city and county of San Francisco has two readings. It's read on first reading, that's what happened last week. And then typically the second reading is almost more of a formality. 99% of the time, the supervisors who voted one way on the first reading will vote the same way. Every once in a while, there is an issue where, based on public input or further reflection, folks approach it differently on the second reading. It is a new vote. And there's absolutely nothing about the fact that it passed 8-3 last week that requires any of those supervisors to vote the same way tomorrow. So we're hopeful that this discussion, this public discussion, will cause some of my colleagues who voted for this to change their minds. There are a number of options of what could happen tomorrow. The Board of Supervisors could adopt the policy, and then 30 days after that, it would take effect, and it would become the law in San Francisco. The Board of Supervisors could reject the policy and vote against it, and then it would be dead. Or the Board of Supervisors could send the policy back to the committee where it was previously heard, because, as some speakers have noted, there was not, basically the public was supposed to get 30 days before the committee hearing to give input on the policy. The policy was posted on SFPD's website on a Friday for a hearing the following Monday. So part of the reason, and you'll notice a lot of people called into the hearing last week, and the clerk had to say, I'm sorry, you can't give public comment on this. And the reason is because that public comment is supposed to happen in committees. But it didn't happen here because the policy wasn't put out publicly like it's required to be under state law. So I think, so we are asking the Board of Supervisors tomorrow to get at least a majority.